Hello, thank you for joining us on the news on NTA International. I am Charles Alpha Courage Ogeria. He is our sign language interpreter. But first, a quick look at some of our top stories. President Tinubu extends heartfelt greetings to Christians across Nigeria and worldwide. The federal government launches 50% discounted road transportation initiative. French President Emmanuel Macron announces fourth government. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians that his administration is committed to rebuilding the nations to a greater height. In the media chat in Lagos, President Tinubu says the 2025 budget, tagged budget operation, securing peace and rebuilding prosperity, will bring about the desired national development. The president says the fuel subsidy removal was needful for Nigeria's economic reforms, explaining that Nigeria has to manage its resources within the needs of the people and pledge for incentives that will drive in more direct investment. He also explained that tax reforms in Nigeria has come to stay and urges citizens to support the initiative.
Essence of the tax reform is to eliminate colonial-based assumptions. How long I delayed? The hallmark of a good leader is the ability to do what you have to do at the time it has to be done.
He expresses satisfaction on the improved security on the corridors of the state roads, while his administration is making effort to fix infrastructural needs across the country. President Bola Tinubu has extended his heartfelt greetings to Christians across Nigeria and worldwide as they celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, as narrated in the Holy Scriptures. President Tinubu, in his Yuletide message, says Christmas embodies the fulfillment of divine prophecy and symbolizes the triumph of love, peace, and unity. The president says the birth of Jesus Christ is a poignant reminder that light can emerge even in the darkest times, bringing solace and hope on the recent tragic events in Ibadan, Okija, and Abuja. President Tinubu, such misfortunes did not revisit our families and communities, that the lives of innocents are never again cut short. The president honors country's brave troops who risked their lives to safeguard the nation. And Vice President Kashim Shettima has arrived at Maiduguri, Borno State capital, for the festive break. The Vice President was received by Governor Babagana Umar Zulum, Deputy Governor Umar Osman Kadafo, members of the National and State Assemblies, Secretary to the state governments and members of the State Executive Council and heads of security agencies. After the traditional welcome rites and guard of honor, the Vice President proceeded to his residence accompanied by the dignitaries. And now, Oluremi Tinubu felicitates Nigerians across the country as they celebrate Christmas and look forward to the new year 2025. In a statement marking the Yuletide season, the First Lady expresses heartfelt gratitude to Nigerians for their unwavering support and patience as efforts towards building a better Nigeria continues, noting that the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is committed to positive reforms that will benefit every citizen, most of which are already yielding positive results. As the year comes to a close, the First Lady appeals to all to hold on to their belief that better days are ahead. Continue to love and support one another, foster unity, and embrace the diversity that makes our nation so great. She wishes all Nigerians a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 20 filled with love, joy, peace, and prosperity. Now, the Primate of the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Henry Ndukba, has commended the federal government for its initiatives aimed at improving the lives of Nigerians. Delivering his Christmas message, Ndukba acknowledged that many of the government's programs required patience and time to yield results. However, he highlighted urgent issues that demand immediate action, with food security topping the list.
We thank God for the programs being put in place by the present administration. But there are things that must be done immediately. The issue of food security must be taken seriously. Tackling the problem of security is an urgent matter.
Turning to the spirits of the season, the Anglican Primate urged Christians to embrace compassion by reaching out to the less privileged. He also advised moderation in the festivities to reflect the essence of the Yuletide.
Should teach us to learn to give, to learn to support, to learn to share whatever the Lord has given us. And in such a situation, we will be able to bear one another's burden. But whatever we do, whether we eat or we drink, must be done in moderation.
The unfortunate stampede that occurred in some parts of the country, Ndukba called for patience and orderliness among Nigerians. He extended his condolences to the police, emphasizing the need for calm during such trying times. In other news, in a bid to cushion economic challenges in the country, the federal government has launched a 50% discounted road transportation initiative. Transport correspondent Ladi Bala reports from Eagle Square, the designated park for this initiative.
In the spirit of Yuletide, Nigerians planning to travel by road can now take advantage of a 50% discount on bus fares, courtesy of federal government.
We are happy because we didn't expect to travel. So with the help of the president, we are grateful. So we are paying 12,500 against 25,000.
Paying about less than 20,000 naira to Akwa. The real price is over 50,000 naira. So my friends that traveled 2 days ago. We'll have to thank the president now, and we expect more from this.
The initiative, the second under the current administration, under the Ministry of Transportation, is in partnership with other stakeholders in the transportation sector, in line with President Ahmed Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda.
As we speak, there are people in Lagos moving to all the parts of the country, as we are also having Abuja moving from Abuja to all the states capitals in the country. So we expect Nigerians to make use of this opportunity.
Given our service to see that we achieve this motive of the Mr. President, it also helps.
We are ready to provide this bus available at any time, designated motor park nationwide.
About 288,644 passengers are expected to be transported at the end of the scheme, with 17,588 on a daily basis across Nigeria from 24th of December 2024 to January 5th, 2025. Some of these buses are powered by compressed CNG, promoting the use of alternative energy. Designated parks in the 36 state capitals will serve as hubs for the scheme, ensuring convenient and seamless travel experience for all. In Abuja, Ladibala, NTA News.
A handful of Christian pilgrims pray in the Church of the Nativity of Christmas Eve in Bethlehem in the occupied West Bank. Foreign tourists on whom Bethlehem's economic almost entirely relies have largely stopped coming due to the ongoing violence in the West Bank and the war in Gaza. Francis Udojo reports.
On Bethlehem's Manger Square, Christmas decorations and pilgrims are notably absent for a second wartime festive season in the Israeli-occupied West Bank city. The Church of the Nativity that dominates the square is as empty as the plaza outside. Only the chants of Armenian monks echo from the crypt where Christians believe Jesus Christ was born. Normally, on this day, you would find 3,000 or 4,000 people inside the church, Mohammed Sabeh, a security guard for the church, said. Violence across the Israeli-occupied West Bank has surged since the war in Gaza broke out on October 7 last year, and Bethlehem has remained largely quiet as the fighting has taken a toll on the city. Foreign tourists, on whom Bethlehem's economy almost entirely relies, stopped coming due to the war. An increase in restrictions on movement in the form of Israeli checkpoints, also keeping many Palestinians from visiting. Meanwhile, Pope Francis will mark Christmas Eve on Tuesday with a special ceremony launching Jubilee 2025, a year of Catholic celebrations set to draw more than 30 million pilgrims to Rome. The 18-year-old, who has been suffering from a cold in recent days, will open the Holy Door of St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican in front of 30,000 people and a live TV audience around the world. Over the next 12 months, pilgrims will pass through the large and imposing bronze door, which is normally bricked up by tradition, benefiting from a plenary indulgence, a type of forgiveness for their sins. After opening the door, Pope Francis will preside over the Christmas Eve Mass in St. Peter's before delivering his traditional Christmas Day blessing. The motto of the Jubilee is Pilgrims of Hope, and the Argentine pontiff is expected to repeat his calls for peace in a world riven by conflict, particularly in the Middle East. Francis Udojo, NTA News.
And Francis Udojo also reports that French President Emmanuel Macron has named a new government, putting together a team. François Bayrou, his fourth Prime Minister of the year, to drag the second largest EU economy out of the political crisis.
Macron named former Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne, 63, Education Minister in a new cabinet under centrist Bayrou. Another former Premier, Manuel Valls, 62, returned as Overseas Territories Minister, while former Interior Minister Gerald became Justice Minister. Both Defense Minister Sébastien Lecornu and Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot kept their jobs, the presidency said. Lecornu, a 38-year-old loyalist with a keen political nose, has served in every government since Macron's first election as president in 2017. The inclusion of two former prime ministers indicates Macron's desire for a heavyweight government that will and not share the fate of Bayrou's predecessor. Francis Udojo, NTA News.
The Minister of Finance, Mwigulu Chemba, says the Saudi Fund for Development, SFD, has played a key role in the implementation of the various projects in Tanzania, including water, health, energy, and infrastructure, outlining how the Standard Modern Railway SGR project will contribute to the trade and economic growth in Tanzania and in other Great Lakes region countries. Here now is a story.
Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba made the remarks when he met and held talks with the Chief Executive Officer of Saudi Fund for Development, SFD, Sultan Al Mashard, on the sidelines of the Business and Investment Forum meeting held in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia.
Those projects which have been supported, which have been under the Saudi Fund, have really turned the lives of our people. They are quite crucial projects in those areas where by the funds have been located. And I can attest the areas where these projects have been constructed had a lot of cries from the people. Projects like those of infrastructure, those of water supply, they are seriously touching the daily lives of our people. So once again, on behalf of the government of Tanzania, I would like to express our appreciation for all that money which you have been taken to these projects.
On the other hand, the CFD CEO says the fund is committed to continue to support Tanzania, praising Tanzania's key national development project, the Standard Gauge Railway (SGR), that upon its completion will stimulate and promote further trades and transport sectors.
Railway, Your Excellency, is very important on connectivity, on people moving from side to side, tourism, a lot of sectors. So it's a multi-purpose project, and I am sure that maybe with our friends or our colleagues or partners in the Arab Coordination Group, we can come with a good proposal to participate in this project. Saudi Fund has contributed in financing free zone, industrial zone. So we have different projects related to trade and manufacturing.
During the meeting, Tanzania and Saudi Fund have agreed to form a team of experts that will review, analyze, and process various projects that the fund will finance to further strengthen the cooperation between Tanzania and Saudi Arabia.
The Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation invites you to tune into a special documentation on the national discourse. Special documentary on the national discourse on the tax reform bill organized by the Kaduna chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. The program will air today, Tuesday, 24th December 2024, on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, from 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. This insightful and educative documentary promises to shed light on key aspects of the tax reform bill and their impact on the national development. We'll take a break now. More reports ahead. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. The Permanent Secretary, State House, Temitope Peter, stated that President Bola Tinubu is committed to ensuring Nigeria's self-sufficiency in the most consumed food products. The Permanent Secretary made this statement as he transitioned from the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to his new posting at the State House. He emphasized the need for staff of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to dedicate themselves to supporting the federal government's food security initiatives.
Has always given every support to this ministry, so you can take that for granted. But of course, that also means that we must, as a ministry, have results to show. Not just deliver tractors, they are going to have mechanization centers, operational centers. It's going to lead into job creation. So it's a huge thing that is coming in that aspect alone, and that's why we felt that division has to become a full-fledged department to be able to handle, all that is going to come with that. So there are one or two other nuances, which I'm sure.
Dr. Marcus Solani Ogumbi, who was redeployed from the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development to the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, assured that they will work together to ensure the ministry's success in achieving its goals under the Renewed Hope initiatives.
The deliverables, especially the ones that has to do with us here in the ministry, that we have to do to contribute to the President's achievement. Because the whole country is looking at us, Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. Are we working towards ensuring food security?
Now, the widespread adoption of digital technologies to reshape the landscape of agriculture extension services, fostering increased efficiency, accessibility, and sustainability has been stressed for the attainment of food security in Nigeria. Stakeholders at the Digitalisation of the Agricultural Extension made the submission in Abuja. The platform will enable real-time communication, data-driven decision-making, and access to a vast repository of agricultural information, and provide young farmers, extension agents, and policymakers a wealth of tools and applications at their disposal, empowering them to make informed choices for increased agricultural productivity and sustainability.
Everywhere you are and everywhere you go. And this is a bold step towards inclusivity, ensuring that no farmer, no matter how remote, is left behind in accessing the tools they need to thrive. And this is not just about technology, it is about empowerment.
We need to transform the young graduates we have into a positive workforce in the agricultural space. So this platform, the Africa Agribusiness Extension Academy, is primarily to bring in all these contents that are scattered in one platform and allow our graduates to go and learn to become professionals. Then we can make them available to the market.
Smallholder farmers in terms of making them to improve seeds, improve practices, improve varieties, at the same time ensuring that the farmers have real-time information to battle and tackle the shocks of climate change, so improving their resilience and way to adapt to climate change impacts.
And still on food security, aligned with the renewed hope agenda to achieve food sufficiency in Nigeria, the federal government has initiated the use of organic biopesticides to reduce post-harvest losses and the danger in the application of chemical pesticides. Awal Salisu reports that the innovation was presented to stakeholders in Kano under the auspices of the Nigeria's Agricultural Quarantine Services.
As the present administration is working hard to improve Nigeria's agricultural activities, so do the stakeholders who complement the efforts to address post-harvest losses and the adverse environmental impacts of chemical pesticides. The introduction of organic biopesticides by the federal government attention and gaining acceptance as safer options for crop protection. The stakeholders' engagement in Kano focuses on exploring the benefits of organic biopesticides as an alternative to achieve bumper harvest.
And other banned products like paraquat and others, organochlorides and organophosphates. Those ones have been banned in several countries, but they still find their way across our borders into the country, and want to encourage people not to use them. There are alternatives that we're making available for people who need to use.
What we're doing is to see that there is enough sensitization to our local farmers about the usage of pesticides.
Speakers took time to share insights into the necessity of the introduction of the biopesticides, its effectiveness in controlling pests, and its role in organic farming systems. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has congratulated James Abiodun Faleke on his 65th birthday come December 25, 2024. Faleke has been the representative for the Keja Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives since 2011. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu acknowledges Faleke's invaluable contributions and unwavering loyalty over the past 2 decades, emphasizing his steadfast support during pivotal moments. Reflecting on Faleke's exemplary service as the chairman of the Ojodo Local Council Development Area from 2003 to 2011, President Tinubu further commends his leadership in concentrating the successful 2022 to 2023 campaign, which paved the way for the renewed hope administration. Similarly, President Tinubu extends warm felicitation to Dr. Biodun Shobanjo, a titan of Nigeria's advertising industry, on his 80th birthday. President Tinubu joins the Shobanjo family, friends, and well-wishers in honoring a highly esteemed marketing communications expert and multiple award-winning advertising guru. Shobanjo started his stellar career at the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation and joined Grant Advertising in 1971. He became Deputy Managing Director in 1976 and left 4 years later to found Insight Communications, an instant game changer in Nigeria's advertising industry. President Tinubu is confident that Dr. Shobanjo will continue to impact his vast experience and insights to practitioners who aspire to uphold best practices based on truth, local content promotion, and transparency, which align with Nigeria's national development goals. Now, a group of All Progressives Congress under the auspices of the Ariwa Support Tinubu Group, Northern Nigeria, has passed a vote of confidence on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his various laudable initiatives and reforms while working tirelessly to restore peace and hope to Nigerians. The group, during a press conference in Abuja, said the renewed hope agenda of the president has made significant progress in the area of economic diplomacy, engaged in series of high-powered international engagements, prioritizes human capital development with focus on education, health, care, youth empowerment, energy, and transport, as well as fund and consumer credit cooperation.
To the country, the President Tinubu's project in the North have focused on economic development, security, and social welfare, with the goal of improving the lives of Nigerians and promoting sustainable growth. We, as bona fide citizens of Nigeria and the staunch members of APC as a party who worked for the success of the administration, we are now here under the umbrella of Northern Nigeria in order to pass our vote of confidence on President Bola Ahmed.
Passing a vote of confidence on President Tinubu and those working in realization of the renewed hope agenda said, in terms of security, the president has taken bold steps to address the challenges facing and is committed to supporting his administration to ensure success. Up next is our weather report. And this is where we end the news. Many thanks for being part of it. I am Charles Alpha Courage Ogirahi, has been our sign language interpreter.